إن أعجبك الفيديو لا تنسى الإعجاب والاشتراك في القناة.
Have you ever questioned why good people suffer? The book of Job might just offer some insights. In the heart of the Bible's wisdom literature, we find the book of Job, a profound narrative that grapples with the enigma of righteous suffering. Its central character, Job, a man of utmost piety and integrity, is subjected to intense trials and tribulations, testing his faith and resilience. The book dares to ask the difficult questions, challenging age-old beliefs, and inviting us to reflect on the nature of divinity and human suffering. It's a timeless tale of endurance, faith, and the quest for understanding amidst adversity. As we navigate through this epic narrative, we'll probe into the depths of Job's despair, his dialogues, and his ultimate redemption. It's a journey that promises to enlighten, challenge, and inspire. Now let's delve deeper into the verses of chapters 1 and 2. In verses 8 to 22, Job faces his first test. Here we encounter the celestial court, where Satan, the adversary, emerges, challenging Job's piety. Satan posits a cynical view of human nature to God, suggesting that Job's righteousness is merely a byproduct of his blessings. He challenges, does Job fear God for nothing? Implying that Job's faith is transactional, reliant on his wealth and prosperity. God, confident about Job's unwavering faith, allows Satan to test Job, but with one condition: he must spare Job's life. Satan departs, and so begins the first test. Job's wealth is stripped away, his servants slaughtered, and his children tragically killed when a great wind collapses their house. In a single day, Job's world is turned upside down. Yet in the face of such devastating loss, Job's response is profound. He tears his robe, shaves his head, traditional expressions of mourning in his culture, yet does not curse God. He acknowledges the transience of life and wealth with the words, "Naked I came from my mother's womb, and naked I will depart. The Lord gave, and the Lord has taken away. May the name of the Lord be praised." In these verses, we see Job's profound faith and integrity. His response is not one of anger or betrayal, but acceptance of God's will. It demonstrates his understanding that earthly possessions are temporary, and his ultimate allegiance lies with God. The implications of Job's response are manifold. It challenges the notion that faith is dependent on favorable circumstances. It provides a perspective on human suffering, reminding us that our faith should not waver in the face of adversity. It underscores the importance of being steadfast in faith, irrespective of our worldly conditions. Even in the face of grave loss, Job remains steadfast in his faith. This is a reminder that faith is not about fair-weather commitment, but about unwavering devotion, even when the storms of life threaten to upend everything we hold dear. Chapter 2 verses 1 to 10 present Job's second test. An intriguing narrative unfolds as we delve into the heart of the matter. In this section, Satan returns to challenge Job's integrity once again. He contends that Job has held fast to his integrity only because he has not been personally afflicted. God, confident in Job's unwavering faith, allows Satan to test Job further, but with one clear stipulation: he must spare Job's life. This stipulation is of paramount importance, highlighting God's sovereignty and ultimate control, even in the face of Satan's malevolent intentions. Satan, armed with this newfound authority, afflicts Job with painful sores from the soles of his feet to the crown of his head. Job, now physically tormented, sits in the ashes, scraping himself with a piece of broken pottery. Yet even in this dire situation, his faith remains unshaken. Enter Job's wife, a figure who has been silent until now. She presents a stark contrast to Job's steadfast faith. Struggling to comprehend the magnitude of their misfortune, she advises Job to curse God and die. This is a desperate plea, a call for an end to their sufferings. Job's response to his wife is poignant and powerful. He rebukes her, stating, "Shall we accept good from God and not trouble?" His words echo with profound wisdom and unwavering faith. Despite the severity of his afflictions, Job understands that life's experiences are a blend of good and bad. He refuses to blame God for his sufferings, recognizing that all things, both blessings and trials, come from the hand of the Almighty. This passage is a testament to Job's remarkable resilience and unwavering faith, even in the face of immense suffering. It serves as an enduring reminder of the human capacity to hold on to faith against all odds. Despite his wife's provocation, Job refuses to blame God for his sufferings. This profound statement encapsulates Job's enduring faith, setting the stage for the theological discussions that follow in the succeeding chapters. What are the theological implications of these two chapters? Firstly, let's consider the sovereignty of God. Job's story grapples with the complex nature of divine authority and control. It presents God as the supreme being who allows Satan to test Job, underscoring God's ultimate power over all creation, including supernatural entities. This divine sovereignty, however, is not depicted as domineering or tyrannical, but rather as a measured exercise of God's will, testing the faith and resilience of his servant. Next, we delve into the mystery of suffering. The trials Job endures bring to light the existential question of why good people suffer. Job's unwavering faith, even in the face of immense suffering, is a testament to the enduring human spirit. It also underscores the enigmatic nature of God's workings, reminding us that divine wisdom often transcends human understanding. This leads us to the role of Satan. Satan is portrayed not as an independent evil force, but as an entity under God's control, allowed to test Job within certain boundaries. This perspective challenges traditional views of a dualistic cosmic battle between good and evil, suggesting instead a deeply nuanced theological understanding of Satan's role. Finally, the concept of theodicy, the defense of God's goodness and omnipotence in view of the existence of evil, is central to these chapters. Job's story is a profound exploration of theodicy, wrestling with questions of divine justice, suffering, and evil. Despite his trials, Job never questions God's goodness or power. Instead, he acknowledges his limited understanding, thus offering a powerful theodicy that affirms God's righteousness despite the presence of suffering and evil in the world. The book of Job's first two chapters set the stage for a profound, complex discussion on the nature of God, the mystery of suffering, and the existence of evil. They challenge us to think deeply about our own understanding of these concepts and to grapple with these existential questions in our own lives. The book of Job carries profound theological teachings that continue to inspire and challenge us. So what are the key takeaways from our discussion today? First and foremost, we see the unwavering faith of Job. Despite losing all his possessions, his children, and even his health, Job did not curse God. Instead, he continued to trust him, proving that faith is not reliant on worldly possessions or circumstances. Job's faith is a beacon of hope, showing us that even in the face of immense suffering, it is possible to remain steadfast in our belief. Next, we dove into the mystery of suffering. The book of Job doesn't provide clear-cut answers, but instead offers a profound exploration of the human experience of suffering. It's a stark reminder that suffering is a part of life, and it's not always a result of personal sin or failure. Sometimes it's a test, a refining fire to strengthen our faith and draw us closer to God. We also examined the sovereignty of God. The conversations between God and Satan in these chapters underscore God's ultimate control over all things, including our trials and tribulations. God allowed Satan to afflict Job, but within his set boundaries. This highlights that no matter how chaotic or adverse our situations might seem, they are never out of God's control. Furthermore, we discussed the theological implications of these chapters. They challenge the conventional wisdom that good things always happen to good people and bad things to bad people. The book of Job forces us to rethink this simplistic understanding of divine justice and mercy. It also encourages us to contemplate the nature of God and his relationship with humanity. Lastly, the story of Job serves as a stark reminder of human vulnerability and the transient nature of worldly possessions. It invites us to focus on what's truly important, our relationship with God and the eternal life he promises. The book of Job serves as a poignant reminder that faith can endure even the most severe trials. As we conclude our exploration of the book of Job's initial chapters, let's take a moment to reflect. The trials of Job, the lessons of faith, the mystery of divine providence. These are not just ancient words on a page, but living lessons echoing through the ages. They call us to examine our own resilience in the face of adversity, our own faith in times of doubt. These chapters of the book of Job serve as a mirror, reflecting our own lives and inviting introspection. In the silence that follows reading, ask yourself, how do I respond to trials? Where does my faith stand in the midst of turmoil? Next time, we'll delve deeper into the book of Job, unearthing more wisdom and lessons from this timeless text. We invite you to join us, bring your reflections, your questions, your insights. Remember, the book of Job is not just about suffering, but about faith, resilience, and the mystery of divine providence. Until next time, keep exploring and keep questioning.